Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master G 师傅 and 天日 Dragon Taoism ผู้亮天尊. Welcome back to the show. This is your G 师傅 right here. And today we got a super exciting topic, the science of magic. So what is magic? How does magic actually work? And how did it all get started? A lot of people would be arguing about like your sect, my sect, like yours is fake, mine is real, yours doesn't work, mine is working, like that kind of thing. And today we're going to get into this topic of how did it actually start? Like from nothing, come on, right? Beside that first person who created the sect, right? How did other people got started with this kind of thing, magic? How did it get started? And what if you got it started, right? What's the difference between a developed magic system versus, like just yourself doing it or maybe someone else doing it? And how does magic actually work? So first of all, we got to talk about two types of magic. One type of magic is basically using the power that is already in this world. Okay, so this is a very common type of magic, and everyone can actually do it. Everyone, yes, including a baby also does it. So what is magic? By definition here is that you're using what we call a type of pre-heaven energy and trying to affect the post-heaven world. Okay, wait a minute. Let's define these words. The pre and the post-heaven. These have nothing to do with, heaven. Okay? It's basically a Chinese word being translated into English, and it's often being misunderstood because of the word heaven. And even you look at those books that talks about Taoism, they always talk about like heaven, earth, and human, like that kind of word. And it's very misleading because people really think that there's like a world up there and it's called heaven because of how this word is used in the Western religion, right? Like heaven, you have like gods and angel up there, right? That kind of heaven, but it's not. Okay, so what is the pre and post heaven? Well, I like the pre and post word because it made it very easy to understand. Pre is before, post is after, right? But the word heaven is actually the word for sky. Okay, so it's the sky. So let's talk about what this thing is about, okay? It's basically talking about before or after the world is born. So like this world that you're in, okay? Before the world is born. So we believe that there are other layers or dimensions that exist before the physical dimension exists. Okay, so you can kind of imagine we have like a Photoshop, different layers, and the last layer that covers everything up is the physical dimension. You can actually touch it, that is like your body, your organ, everything that is physical. But before that actually kicks in, before that thing can exist, something non-physical is there, right? Well, you can kind of think about this theory this way. Before you actually made a lunch, what comes before that? Before the lunch actually was made? Well, let's scroll back a little bit, okay? Scroll back a little bit, rewind. So before I actually made the lunch, I was thinking about it. So the thinking, those thoughts, the thinking energy, those things are in the pre-heaven, or you can say like an earlier dimension. Okay? Because they exist before something physical or materialistic can, come true. So you have the thinking, the thoughts, those things. What about before that? Before you actually think, you have feelings. I feel, I want, that kind of feeling comes from the heart. And these things are even before you think. It's very funny. We always kind of forgot how our energy works inside, right? You don't think from the step one. You have a feeling first. You have the desire, the feeling, the want, and then you start thinking about it, and then you start doing it, and then you get the final result. So if this theory applies to everything, which it does, then the pre-heaven dimension is when things, just have that feeling stage, right? That is the kind of energy in what we call the pre-heaven dimension. You have that first, and then the other ones. Okay, so that's one way to understand this concept about the pre and post heaven. Pre-heaven is when you just, before you even can see it, before you can even think about it, it was there already. It has like that idea right there. After it came into this world, then you have the thought, the thinking, and then the physical reality. Now, if you put that into your body, like your energy body, your body, physical body, then here goes the 3 layers. The physical body is the body that you can touch, and also including the organs and everything that is inside. Anything that can be seen, touched, those things, they are in that most like outer layer. Okay, so if you go a bit deeper, it goes into that thinking thoughts and that kind of energy, which is your soul body. That's your soul. Okay, we call it the Ling One, your soul. The soul is actually not a pre-heaven thing. A soul is there after you're born, and there goes the full soul body that is developed inside your physical body. So you have thoughts after you're born. So you have the soul body. And what's before that? That is what we call your energy body, or we have a special term in our lineage. It's called the Fat Sun, which is like, we call that the magic body, but it's also your energy body. Okay, some people call that your light body, maybe. I am not sure if that is actually the exact thing that I'm talking about, but you can imagine you are not like the you in the mirror in that layer. You look like a ball of light, and that ball of light is your energy body. Inside the center of that ball, you have a very bright, glowing spot, like a hot spot, like flashlight. You shine the flashlight on the wall, and in the middle, there's like one spot that is very bright. That is the hot spot, right? That is actually like our energy body. Our energy body center has that hot spot, and that is called the heart. That's the heart that we use to feel things. Okay? And what's inside that heart, we call those energy the life essence. Those are the energy, like you need those things inside the heart to keep going and being alive. If you run out of that life essence, you will die. Your body will like stop functioning. Like you just, like run out of battery, It's like the organs run out of battery. They don't move, right? So when you run out of that juice inside, you will die. You will be pretty much like dried up, like a phone with no battery, okay? Everything stops working. So that's basically how we see the 3 layers, the 3 bodies, okay? Now, what is magic? Magic is using the pre-heaven energies, which is the power that you have inside your energy body. Remember that hot spot, the life essence? You're using that stuff, that energy right there inside the heart. And then instead of having it like just, going by itself, which it will like power up your soul, and then your soul power up your physical body and so on. Instead of doing that, you're telling it to reroute, like it's like pulling a line from there to lead or channel these energy to other places that you desire. For example, my friend needs some help. My friend maybe like trying to chase a girl or something like that, get a girlfriend. Well, I help him by like buying him a gift so he can give this gift to the girl. And I hope that, the girl will like him because of that gift. When you do that, your heart will flow those life essence into the gift because of your wish or your desire. And then that energy stays inside that gift, and it will be going into, that action of gifting, and then it will affect the person's feeling. It will affect the girl's feeling. Maybe she will feel happier. Maybe she'll feel like, oh, I really like somehow feel touched or whatever, right? That is a natural way of how magic is done. When your heart energy is put into other places other than like its default places, like it's supposed to power you up for your life. So instead of like just letting it go by itself, you lead it and command it to go here and there and, like reroute those energy to make things happen your way. Or maybe like make more potentials or opportunities for that to happen in whatever that favors your way, like whatever way you want, right? So when you do that, that is actually magic. It's a natural way of doing magic. We all do that kind of thing. Well, someone is sick. Maybe your relative is sick, and you decided to buy them some gifts, like a basket of fruits or something like that, right? So you got that stuff and you have like some good wishes, your intention, why you buy it. Remember, intention, what we mean by intention is not, I hold on to this thing and then I keep like thinking about it. You don't think. Intention is not about thinking. Intention is a snap moment, like a finger snap. That moment, that one split second moment only, okay, and why you did it, the purpose of why you did it, that is the intention. So what was your intention when you buy the basket? Well, of course, I want him to get well soon, right? Very easy to understand. So I want that person to get well soon, that's why I buy it. Well, that's the intention. Even you keep thinking and thinking and thinking about other things, it doesn't change the fact that you bought it for that purpose, right? That is the intention. Your intention is what leads the heart energy, those life essence, to go there for that purpose. The intention is what set the goal of the magic. Okay, so yeah, it's very simple, right? It sounds like, wow, I understand magic now. Yes, it's very simple. Right? Everyone knows how to do magic. It's just like that. You have the intention of doing something, your heart energy leads the magic power, the heart essence, so the life essence to go there, and it just manifests on its own, and there goes magic. Well, you might think, well, if everyone do that and it's called magic, right? Then like someone is sick, everyone buy a gift with their own intention, and that guy should like really get well very soon. Is that going to work like that? Like, I did magic, why is he not getting well? Well, here's the thing. You did magic. It doesn't mean that things will like for sure get there. Okay, it's like you did magic to win lottery. It's not like you must win or else the magic is not working. It's not like that. Okay, doing magic brings the power to affect something so that it will have greater possibility. Okay? But what if the possibility was so little? Well, you're trying to get more out of the little, but it's still very little. Okay? So there are other things that already set the outcome, and you can affect it, but sometimes the outcome is just so bad that, like, even you try to affect it, it's still not going to happen. Let's say, for an example, right? Someone is going to an exam and that person really didn't study. Well, no matter what magic I do, it's not going to make him pass the exam because he didn't study at all. But if he did study, like, enough, my magic can affect him so that he will do better in the exam, and that will increase the chance of him, like, maybe remembering what to say, or like finding the best word for the answer. It just give him a push at the back and help him to do better than he could without the magic. So you got to understand one thing: do magic doesn't mean that that stuff must happen. It doesn't mean the magic didn't work. It's just that it's like it's working, but it's just that there's a limit to things, right? There's a joke. Someone, like a male, okay, a male want to chase this female, want a girlfriend, and he finds the, like, most powerful sorcerer to do the magic on him. Love magic, right? Let's say the magic really works, okay? So, yeah. And then he came back and complained, why didn't it work? And then you look at this guy and, like, are you serious? I mean, like, your face look like an alien. I mean, like, even I'm a bit scared at your face now. And you expect the magic to work? Well, the magic did work. You didn't. I mean, the girl didn't call the police on you. You should be glad. So you get the idea, right? Like, there's always, the physical reality and all kinds of factors right there. You can't ignore them and say, I did magic, it must work. Doing magic doesn't mean you can, like, manipulate reality and then kind of twist everything around, right? It's like someone really hates you, you can't do magic and make them love you. It doesn't work that way. It's just no way to do that. Okay? If someone say they can do that, they must be like a con artist. They have a setup going on. It's impossible. Okay? Now, beside that kind of magic, okay? Now you understand what magic is, right? We are doing magic everywhere, every day, without actually realizing that it's called magic. Okay, you're using your pre-heaven energy, using your heart, your life essence, deploy it onto other things that you need and make things happen your way, increase the chance of it happening. That is magic. Okay, that includes cursing people as well. Okay, I talked about that before in the earlier episode. So if you haven't heard those, you can go back and enjoy them. Anyway, the second type of magic is that instead of using your own heart, your own life essence, is like, imagine that life essence, your heart, is your own wallet, okay? So instead of using your own wallet, the money from the own wallet, you are using the power from a specific source of power that is cultivated, or some other people gave it to you, or something like that. You have, like, some kind of power that is not yours, right? Could be given, or it could be cultivated by yourself, something like that, right? It's just not your own pocket money, right? So that is the difference, and this is what religious practice, or religion-related magic, religious magic, and also professional magic. Okay, these are in this category, and it always have the same structure. No matter, like, what religion, what sect, it's always the same kind of structure. There's always this power source, which you call a god. It could be any kind of name, but it is a god. Okay, whatever name it is a god. Okay, you have to first connect to the god, like dial the phone number, right? Connect to the God in some way, and then you need to make the request, and then you need to deploy the God's given power into things with a certain method. And then that's basically the same idea as what you were doing, but instead of using your pocket, you're now using the God's pocket. It's just that. And that is better because you think about it. If you're trying to do magic for yourself, right? Your heart is already, like every day, already trying to help you to achieve better in life. It's already doing that every day. So even you are trying to do quote quote magic, right? It's still like, it's like you're already sick and you're trying to get yourself to not sick. It's very hard. You're already poor and you're trying to help yourself to become not poor. It's very hard. But if someone else outside try to give you help while you're sick or poor, it is much easier because they have the resources. Okay, so this kind of magic is actually the more preferred one, the smarter one, because you're actually not like eating your arm for lunch. Think about it this way. You're hungry, right? You believe in eating your arm, cutting some meat from yourself and then eat that for lunch. How many meals can you have, without dying? But if you are like, I have a farm, I raise my own chicken and egg and so on, then I have my own food cultivated right there. Isn't that smarter? Okay. Now, this is the professional type of magic. This is something you need to go learn. Or, okay, let's say, as we have said, how did it get started? Well, it gets started from someone who got connected with some higher powers that is not in this world. Okay, it's not a fair game. It's not like everyone can just like, oh, I got it. No, it's not. Okay, in order to get a connection with the higher power that you can actually, communicate with, and they do care about you and so on. It's not like common. It's not common. Okay, it's kind of like having one guy who can actually build Microsoft. One guy who can actually build, the Apple, the whole company, right? It's very rare. It's like once in a while you have like one guy that is a genius and they built a big empire, and wow, that just continue, right? That's how it is. It's not really common. So as a normal person, it is much easier to just if you want to play computer, go buy one, right? It's not like you need to invent your own. Someone already made it and cultivated it, right? You just go buy it and learn to use it. So that's why I say, if you want to learn magic, you need to enter a lineage, a sect, and then follow their stuff and learn, then you will get it. You don't try to get it yourself. Crazy, okay? But anyway, so what's the difference is there's like another higher power providing those power for you so that you can use it all the time. Now let me relate that to my teachings for the newbies in our lineage, okay? So if you actually get ordained in our lineage and you become a Taoist in our lineage, what are you going through? What are you learning at the first stage, right? First, you have heart spells, a bunch of heart spells. Heart spells are spells that you recite with the heart. Okay, so there are some spells that you recite with the heart. What I mean is, like, you don't use your mouth, so you basically talk inside. You know what I mean, right? You close your eyes. Well, you don't have to close your eyes, but you talk inside. Okay, use that inner voice to talk. So you talk, right? You say the spell inside, not with your mouth. Okay. Now, when you say that with your heart, what is actually happening? Why do you have those heart spells? Because they are like, the heart spells are like phone numbers. Okay? They're phone numbers. You call up the different gods. You connect to those gods that are related to you. And for the newbies in our lineage, we have three basic, or you can say newbie heart spells. So you have 3 heart spells to memorize, right? And you do those heart spells to connect to 3 different gods, different powers. And these powers, the first 3 heart spells connect to the power that is actually inside your body. And it's not yours. It's not like yourself. These powers are given to you when you ordain. Like I have to do stuff to put that into you. And now you got that power inside yourself. You start cultivating it and using it, and it gets like cultivated and stronger over time. Okay? So why 3 different powers? Why not just one? Well, because we have 3 different powers, 3 different gods for different purposes. So you can kind of think about it this way. One is positive, one is negative, one is neutral, like in the middle, right? So the different heart spell called like channel to different gods, and you're like dialing their phone number, right? So what do you do after that? After you dial the phone number, like, you know, you ring the phone and they answer you, right? They're listening. So what are you going to do? You're going to tell them. Talk to them. Tell them what you want. I mean, you just dial the phone number, they listen, right? You're not going to stop there and hang up. You tell them why you called them. What do you need? You know, like that. Well, maybe like, can you please protect me because I'm going outside now? You know, something like that, right? You talk. After the heart spell, you talk. You tell the God what you want, right? And after you're done, what's next? Well, after you're done, you just told someone the message, right? Let's say I told you, like you're like a real person, right? So I told you, I'm going out now, so I'll be home around 4:00, and today I'll go to grocery shopping, so I will like drive by here and there. Please keep me safe, and then keep an eye on me, and then. Okay, I just said that, right? So you're the God, you listen to me, I said, keep an eye on me, keep me safe, protect me, and so on. So you are there, sitting, looking at me, right? You're in front of me, looking at me, and we're talking, right? Okay, now, after I said all that stuff, I walked out the door, and you're still there, and you're like, so, how did I protect you? and like, come on, wait, you're gone? Oh my God, I'm still here. Think about it. You asked the God to protect you, but how? How? That's one of the biggest newbie mistake. It's like you ask the God for help, and then you just go away, and you expect the God can just like help you, you know, with nothing. It doesn't work that way. So how can the God help people? Well, their power needs to be channeled, and like what I say, you need to route them like cable, right? Plugged to something so that they can help. For example, let's say I am going out and I need the God to maybe like be beside me while I'm walking in like the dark parking lot. Right? So I'm afraid that people will attack me or whatever. I need a God to be around me so that if anything, you know, anyone wants to come at me, they will hesitate and not want to approach me. Well, to do that, I need the God to be on something. Maybe like, let's say I have a flashlight, right? So I'm going to use the flashlight and walk my way to the car because it's so dark down there. And while I do that, the God's power can be put into the flashlight. So when I'm walking, the flashlight itself is doing its job. Like it's oh my. You see, that's what happened. The phone can ring during the magical time. I hope you don't hear that. But anyway, so you put the magic into the flashlight, and while the magic is working, the flashlight is like shining forward, trying to guide me over and trying to also shine forward, and at the same time the magic power is coming out. So it's, if anyone is seeing that light, they're being affected by the magic power, and they will hesitate and not approach me or do anything bad to me. That's one way for the magic power to work, because you're giving it a way to work. You see, it's very important to find a way for the God to help you, right? Okay, another example, just make sure you can understand, okay? Another example, you want to sell your house, okay? So you tell the God, oh, please help me to sell the house. I wish my house can be sold in 2 days. I wish. Okay, you just told the God that, right? But the God is like looking at your house and like, okay, so, what do you want? How? Right? Now, if you are smart, you would think of a way. Some people might come in and, take something, like a business card of the agent or whatever, and they will take something with them. So I put the magic power there. I told the God, can you please put your power into these cards? So when they come in, they take a card, and then your power can possess them and then make them want to buy it and feel good about the house. Another way is those doormats on the floor, right? You can put the magic power on the doormat, and then you ask the God to help you by, if anyone step in here, I want them you put the foot on the doormat, and your power is on the doormat. It just goes zoop, and then zap the guy and make him immediately oh, I just love it. This is such a nice place, and brainwash him, whatever, right? So that can happen. You can do that. But if you just ask the God, oh, please help me, I wish, it's not going to happen, right? So now here is the most precious lesson for you guys, newbies. How to put the God's power into those objects. You got your heart spell, right? So you call up the God with the heart spell. How can you, tell the God, put your power here, please? How? Okay, let's say you have, it's just a small item, okay? Let's say you have a pen. And my intention was, I want to ask the God for help for my exam. I'm going to write a test, an exam right now. So I want the God to put his power on the pen, and so when I am writing with the pen, I can think of good ideas and answer that leads me to pass the exam or do better in the exam. Okay, so it's very simple. That is a small object. Now all I need to do is I hold on to the pen, and then I close my eyes, say the heart spell inside, stomp my left foot, and then I will tell the God what I want, okay, by bringing up the pen a little bit to the forehead level, and I tell the God, this is, please help me like this. After I'm done, I stomp my right foot and I give the pen a blow, okay, and after I'm done, this already told the God to put the power into the pen like that. You see, this is a communication between you and the God. A way to tell the God, put your power here. That's how we can do it. It's very easy. It's not that hard. You give it a blow, you give it a tap, it's just like that. Now, sometimes, okay, if you are doing this magic for yourself, just a pen or whatever, right? Because you use those heart spells, those gods are inside you, they are always around, it's fine, they will be able to help. But if you are trying to, for example, do this magic for your friend's pen, right? Well, while he's at home or away from you, the God is not going to stick to them. So in order for the magic to work, you need to do this, what we call cloning the God. You can clone the God. You can make a copy of it, okay? In our lineage, we have a special method which we call the sun kut. It's like a series of body movement that you use with the heart spell. And what you're doing is you're bringing up that power and making a copy of it. Okay? Well, professional term we call you're brewing up your own spiritual embryo, the sun toy. Okay, you bring up like in the pre-heaven dimension, it looks like you gave birth to this god, and it looks like a tiny ball of light. Okay, and that light will turn into the god that actually will do the job for you. So instead of having the god inside you or somewhere else, you bring it to this world, and then you direct it to the object, and you put it into the object. So now the object itself has a god inside. So even you're away from the object, it still has a god there to do the job for you. So if like I'm trying to do the magic for my friend's pen or something like that, or maybe his business card, right? You need to use this method to clone a god inside so that the god stays with them, right? And then you tell the god what you want and do the stomping. Okay, stomping of the foot. Why do we have to like stomp the foot? Stomping the foot is very much like a body language in magic. Okay, when we stomp the left foot, it's like I am telling the god, like sending the message to the god. Okay, it's like I tell you something, right? Tell the god to come over, or tell the god to about something, right? So you stomp the left foot, so the god will listen, will get it. And if I stomp the right foot, is to tell the god to take action, to do, to like start doing something. So that's why I say you say the heart spell. You stomp the left foot, so you inform the god, right? Know what you're doing, and then you keep talking, saying what you want, and then after you're done, you stomp the right foot so that the god can actually start, output that power, keep doing what you want them to do. You have to stomp the right foot for things to get started. So that's why you stomp the right, the left. That's why. Okay. So now you understand how to communicate with the god, how to get the god to like work on different things. So now, whatever magic you want to learn or do, you can follow the same simple concept, the same simple structure, and basically do anything. One of the biggest hurdle or biggest thing with newbies, especially I think in the Chinese side, is that they think I need to learn XYZ magic. I need to learn this specific magic. For example, I need to learn love magic. I need to learn wealth magic. I need to learn this magic, right? Like you just think that there's a special routine or a special ceremony or somehow like a special fu or spell, whatever thing, right? You must know that in order for the magic to work. Well, let me tell you what, if you're in my lineage learning, right, you're a newbie, you actually can do anything with the gods. You have the god inside you, right? You can use the heart spell to call them up. Then, whatever you want them to help you with, you just tell them, and then you deploy their power to different places. The hardest part is thinking about how to put the power there. Okay, how to put the power there. So today I'm going to talk about one more thing for the newbies to learn. You should learn how to draw the full head. Full head is a symbol that, like a bunch of different full head, different symbols. It's basically a symbol that acts like a God's signature. Okay, it's kind of like a symbol that represents the God, that specific god. Okay, so there's a bunch of them, like a lot of fu heads. Okay, well, the first one you learn is the Sam Lo Zhou Si fu head, which is our main god's power, Sam Lo Zhou Si, right? So you can use that for almost anything at the moment, like you're a newbie, right? You can use that for anything. So I want you to like do as I talk. Okay, so imagine what I'm saying and you're doing it. So first, you use your right hand and hold a sword finger. Sword finger is like you use the index and middle finger, point out, and then the pinky and the ring finger curl down, and you put your thumb over to the ring finger, so kind of have like that two fingers sticking out, like a sword finger, okay? So you put the sword finger hand sign at your heart, like between the nipple, right? Heart. And then you're gonna say, close your eyes and say your heart spell, the first one. And then after you're done, you stomp the left foot. Okay, stomp the left foot. And then you pull out your hand a bit and then kind of loop your finger so that it points toward yourself and you touch your heart. And then you go back out and like point to whatever you're doing magic on. For example, you're doing it to like a fruit basket, okay? So you point toward the fruit basket from a distance. And then now your palm face up, right now. Okay, turn your right hand, turn to the left. So you're kind of like turning counterclockwise. So now you're like, if you're using your right hand, right, your palm is facing the left side, okay, right now. Okay, so you point at that basket and you draw the full head over the air. So you draw over the whole basket, okay, kind of enlarge it. So now it's like the god have signed his name on the basket. It also means that the god will know this is what the god can put his power on. Okay, you're kind of like marking it for the god, right? You sign the name and then pull your hand, your sword finger back at the forehead level, and you tell the god what you want the god to help you with. For example, I'm going to give this fruit basket to who and who. Hope you will, like, hope they will recover from their sickness and so on. After you're done, you point toward the basket and you stomp the right foot. After you stomp the right foot, you say the word cha, okay, cha, and then, well, now your god, they just dial the phone number, tell the god, sign this thing so the god knows this is like what they need to work on, and then you just deploy his power over there. Okay, so you can now bring this basket to the sick person and gift it to them and let them eat it, and the god's power is inside. You're already doing magic, right? You can do the same structure, the same kind of structure can be done for any purpose, anything. You know, you can do like love magic, wealth magic, anything. You just need to think about how can that actually work? How can the power can like actually be rerouted to somewhere that is useful? Okay, you just need to think about it. And of course, listening to more examples will get you like open up and be more creative. But it's basically the same idea, right? Same thing. Okay, now there's one thing. If you want to do magic on something and that thing needs to take effect while you're not around. For example, I need to do magic on my door at my house, like my front door, to give it some protection and prevent burglars and things like that, right? Well, the thing is, the door is not sticking to me, or you can say I'm not around the door all the time. When I'm going outside, I'm outside. I'm not around the door, right? So in this case, I need to put a clone of the god on the door. And that way, when I'm gone, like I'm not home, there's a god there in the door doing what I just told them to do to protect and so on. So if your magic is working on something while you're not around, you must use what we call the sun kut to like clone that god, like make a copy of the god and put it inside that object. But then the other steps is like almost identical. You just need to tell the god what you want and sign the full head over it, and that will be already sufficient enough to do most of the job. So magic is actually not that hard, right? It's all about communication. It's a communication between you and the god, you and the higher power. You call that the God, the whatever, the Tao, right? It's just a name, right? It means those higher powers that is actually providing you with the pre-heaven energy that is cultivated, and it will help you with things, you know, increase their chances, possibility, and so on, made it like, you know, go more toward your favor and things like that. So that is how magic works. So if you want to like do wealth magic. Let's say I want to do magic to boost my wealth luck. The first thing is most people think, oh, I did the magic, I'm supposed to get rich. And well, boom, it's not going to work. Why? It's not that the magic doesn't work. It's just that you didn't have a way for magic to work. Like, how could this happen? How? Like, you work with a fixed salary job, 9 to 5 daily. You're not getting a new job. How can the God help you to have more money? There's no way for the God to help you, right? So if you want the God to help you, you need to find a way. For example, I'm going to quit this job and then I'm going to like start a new business and so on. Well, there you go. You have a way for the God to help you. So the first step is I need to find a way to quit my job. Okay? You ask the God to help you with that. The God can help you with that. You need to find a way, right? And then work it out step by step. How? Someone said, oh, I have a house on sale and it just cannot go out. It cannot sell. So I don't know what to do. You know, no one's buying the house. I need to sell it in like 30 days. Well, how? First thing is, how can the God's power be used? You can't just like tell the God about it and expect that to work, because the God cannot touch whatever is affecting the outcome. So let's say there are people going to your house to like walk and take a look and so on, right? Then you can prepare something there for the visitors. Maybe like a card, candy, whatever things that they will take, and you can do magic on those. Now the magic power can get into them and affect them, right? You can do that. Or if, let's say, I'm doing a newspaper ad or whatever, I can take one of the like cutout of the ad, and then I can do magic on it, and then now every piece of newspaper with my ad will have some of that power, and it will be able to help to make people more interested. You know, it's like you need to find a way for the God to put their power in. Okay? Not like just telling the God and expect everything to happen. It just doesn't work that way. So traditionally, we have a lot of fu, okay? Fu, like those yellow paper with the red or black writings on it, right? We have like fu that is already inside the book. So they are like, it's like template tickets, right? So you have things that are already there. You just need to find what you need and copy it. But at the more advanced level, you can also create your own, because you have like more advanced knowledge, power, and so on, and you can also create your own. And well, at a newbie level, even you don't know any fu, you can use a fu head, right, and draw that over things, and then tell the God about it. That marking that fu head is actually what allows your God to put his power into things. Okay, so you can also do that. So many ways to deploy the God's power, but at the end of the day, it's all about talking to the God and trying to find a way for the God to lead his power into places or things that can help you with whatever you want. So that's magic. Okay, so for my newbie disciples, I got some newbie disciples this month, and I really hope they will learn well. So if you guys are thinking about learning magic, you can also like get ordained and then start learning with these newbies, right? And it will be nice because I can teach you guys like at the same pace. So that will be nice. But first thing, what should you be focusing on? Well, the first thing you should be focusing on is memorizing the heart spell. You need to like not practice, but you need to get it right. So you need to say the heart spell, record that in the audio message, and let me correct you. Once you get it right, then you practice. The reason for practicing is because you want to get it memorized, you want to get it smooth, you want to get it fast, and you want to like be able to say it without thinking, and basically that's why. So you keep doing that until you can achieve that. So you keep practicing daily many times until you can like memorize it. And also to say the right one, not like just memorize, but it needs to be right, not like memorize wrongly, okay? So once you get that step done, then your heart spell is now like in your heart, and it's going to work much better like that. But let me tell you that before that, your heart spell is working already. like it doesn't take time for the heart spell to work. When you ordain, they all work already. So starting from day one after you're ordained, right? Starting from day one, if you have the need for any kind of help, you should be using the heart spell and then applying them, right? And put the God power on things so that you can actually get the help right away. You see, if you just memorize the spell and think that, oh, I need to practice, but at the end of the day, you didn't use it, what's the point of practicing, right? You need to know that, like, this thing is here for you to use and not just to practice. Heart spell is something that you use. It's like a phone number. You call the God and then ask the God for help. You talk to the God about things and communicate with the God so that your God can help you or even understand you, right? So you got to focus on not just practicing, but also on actually using, applying those things to your life. Okay, so this is kind of like a funny episode because I kind of talked to my newbies disciples as well, and in my mind I kept thinking like, oh, if you just ordain, you listen to this episode, you should at least be more open-minded to like, oh, I need to like use the magic power right away and not just keep thinking that I need to practice more, right? I hope one of you here that is listening is also going to ordain soon, so this will be very useful for you, and you don't need to really worry that, you know, I need to be more advanced in order to learn this type of magic or that type of magic. No, you can actually do anything. Once you have the heart spell and you start cultivating, you can do anything with the magic power. It's like really up to you. You know, you can do good or bad things. It's up to you. And it's about you talking to the God. Okay? So, okay, one more question to answer is that, well, if you can just talk to the God and like make that happen and so on, it's so easy, right? What's the point of like cultivating and, you know, like training and going through all that pain, right? Like training and all that to get stronger. What's the point? What's the difference? Here's the thing. If you just ordain, that God is like having a new relationship with you. So it's also a newbie God, okay? So it's very weak. It's very, well, it's not really weak, but it's just like a new relationship, right? So the help that you can expect from them is not going to be very big. But as you use it, you build the relationship and so on, you get better with like relationship with the God. They will want to help you more, and they can also help you more because their ability have grown. So we cultivate and like put our effort into the cultivation so that the God can grow, you can grow, and the magic can help more and more and more. That's why, okay? It's not like the newbie do magic versus, you know, I do magic. It's not the same level, okay? It's not like because I cultivate longer time or whatever. It's because the relationship that I have built with the God is not the same as yours. So you need to put some time into building the relationship with the God, then you will see your magic also gets more powerful. Because magic is not like doing push-up, okay? It's not like, oh, I do more and then I get more muscular. It's not like that. It's more like a relationship, right? So if you want the God to get more powerful or want to help you more, you need to build the relationship with the God, then it will work better. So how to build the relationship? Well, interact with each other more, talk more, right? Do things together. Ask the God for help more, and let the God be able to like gain experience and, you know, go through the life of you. Then you will see everything blossoms. Anyway, so that's it for this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode. If you guys want to get ordained, visit our website, tenyetdragon.com, and you can also email me if you have questions and so on. So we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.